Hi guys, VC10 Aviation here, and sorry about the delay with the airport updates. I just thought I'd make an update video. I have been quite busy in my personal life and I've had to pack away the airport, so that's sort of had a knock-on effect with the airport updates. So I'm hoping to resume the airport updates sort of late October, early November sort of time frame, sort of for the regular airport updates. However, the next 3 airport updates will be filmed using this temporary London City layout. Unfortunately, I won't be making London City Airport anymore because personally I think it's quite a complex airport to make. In the aspect, a lot of airlines either leave the airport and go to another airport, or unfortunately they fold, cease operations and things like that. So it's that's what makes it complex as well. And of course, some of the aircraft which is actually what does fly into London City is either not made by the manufacturers, this is sometimes the airline as well, or the aircraft which does fly in, for example, like a Dornier 228, that's not made by anybody like a mainstream manufacturer or anything like that. That's like 3D printed, so that means it's more expensive, sort of as well. And then it's like sort of painting it up and stuff like that. So so that's what makes it quite complex as well. So I've decided not to go ahead with that. However, I'm going to be looking at a new airport to sort of take its place. This is going to be either a fictional or a realistic airport. I haven't yet made up my mind with this one. So this is going to be like based in the Canary Islands, probably be more likely Tenerife, because I have been there, have sort of made a note of roughly what goes in and out of there, to be honest. So I do know roughly what goes in and out of there. So that's that. But whether or not I'm going to sort of do a schedule for like both of the regional, well, not the regional, but the fictional and the realistic airports of that, sort of see what sort of sounds a bit better. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. The next thing I'm going to be, so there's some good news regarding the timetable updates for Heathrow. That will hopefully, I'm hoping to debut these updates in sort of January of 2023. I can't guarantee when in January. It could be the beginning, or it could be the middle of January, or it could be the end of January. I can't guarantee when, but hopefully, but that's the plan, is January of 2023 is when I will make the first timetable update for Heathrow. Gatwick and Doha will follow suit eventually, but this will take some time because I think there's some new airlines starting Doha and there's some new airlines starting Gatwick, which is, I know Gatwick's got Bamboo Airways starting up, and then I think there's some other airlines as well. I think possibly Air Tanzania. I don't know what's actually happening there. And then I think there could be maybe some new routes with North Atlantic Airways. But yeah, that's another thing as well. So it's one of those, sort of not too sure what's going on for those airports. And I think Doha, they're getting some new services as well. I think they're getting, Finnair, and they've got Air Algeria now, which I think will both be flying A330s. I know the Air Algeria has started, but the Finnair I think starts sort of late, I don't know if it's October, sort of December timeframe, but they'll be flying the 330-300. But yeah, so some new startups there, and I think there's other airlines as well starting up there. So I'm not too sure what other airlines are due to start up. I can't really mind any others. But yeah, so the Heathrow schedules are pretty much done. I've added a few more sort of airlines in, and sort of a few more sort of routes in, especially with British Airways with more A380s. So I've added 3 more A380s to the schedule. just to sort of strengthen up the sort of schedule a bit more, as well as some other stuff like wide road, because they normally have a midday rotation, don't they, or an afternoon rotation. So I've added that and some other rotations just to sort of strengthen and bolster up the airport a bit more. So yeah, so that's that. So yeah, I know. So the next airport updates will just be filmed on this sort of temporary layout, as well as the how to make a custom model. I'm going to be sort of doing a slightly shorter video for this sort of this EasyJet, because it's slightly complex. Because I have to sort of paint the engines and then sort of reattach the engines and then decal the whole aeroplane. Yeah. Then what I'm gonna, because it's going to be as complex, I'm not going to go through like the sort of the update stages like what I did with the Air France, because that was slightly more simpler than what this is going to be. So this is going to be slightly more complex. This is going to be whole sort of engine changing and sort of taking one engines out and then putting another engine on. So it's going to be quite complex that way. So that, yeah. So basically that sort of it's one of those. It's quite a complex custom. So I won't be doing as many videos like what I did with the Air France. It'll probably just be next time you probably see the aeroplane is when it's completed or near enough completed. At least I'll I'll make a video when it's completed. But yeah, and showcase it before it goes into an airport update. But yeah, so that's that. The unboxing videos, there will be some unboxing videos. I will go back to the older sort of style of unboxings rather than the new ones, like these sort of, because I did start Models Roundup. That's going to be like that. It's going to be put on hold for now. I'm going to revert back to the older sort of style of unboxings, just for the time being. So